Okay, so we're 2 months deep into the world being on lockdown, and I'm just going to be honest, my ability to imagine life outside of this weird new world is failing me. I'm not getting to spend my weekends exploring the world and getting new insights on video games based on the real world around me, so I guess it's time to view video games through the only lens of experience I have left right now. Let's talk about social distancing and video games. This past weekend, me and my partner Jane started replaying through The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, one of the more surreal entries in the Zelda series. This, naturally, got me wondering, which enemies in the series' history should be praised for keeping proper distance from Link and minimising their physical contact, and which enemies are we going to have to sternly talk to about the importance of washing their hands? I know this sounds like a joke, but right now I think some of these creatures are doing social distancing better than my real-world neighbours, so this feels necessary. Best. Deku Scrubs. If you've ever tried to fight a Deku Scrub in the Zelda series, one thing you'll know about them is they are not big fans of physical proximity. The second Link tries to come near, they hide underground, safely sealed away from the world at large. You can't harm them, even with a bomb detonated just above their heads, suggesting they've got an airtight shelter to hide out in, perfect for staying away from Link and his careless spreading of germs. Be sensible, like Deku Scrubs, and stay indoors wherever possible. Worst. Morph. Only ever encountered in The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, the Morph are a species of Zelda enemy that look like little spiky balls, each with a single eye. Their main method of attack is latching onto Link and slowing him down, limiting his movements by maintaining physical contact. All the worse, they attack in groups of up to 10, maybe more, which is really not advisable right now. Until the spread of disease is contained, we should really be limiting social interaction where possible to those we live with, and not our wider network of friends. Morphs, not a good example to follow. Best. Yiga Clan. While the Yiga Clan occasionally have to approach Link in person to fight him, I will commend them for properly following World Health Organization advice and wearing masks in the workplace. Sure, it would be ideal if they lived in a region that let them take paid leave until all this blows over, but at least their bosses recognise that wearing a mask is an important part of keeping the local community safe and healthy. Sure, the Yiga Clan members themselves may be young and fit, but they know the virus can be more dangerous than expected, and that they could pass it on to someone immunocompromised without realising they have it themselves, so they wear masks when they do need to go out. Also, and this is key, their masks cover their nose, their mouth, and even their eyes. That's the protection level we should all be striving to. Worst. Like. Right now, any form of physical contact with people outside your own home should really be avoided where possible, to stop the spread of disease. You know what's worse than basic physical contact? Putting an entire creature inside your mouth. Even with all the credible advice out there about how the virus can spread through saliva, likes are still swallowing Link whole, with no regardness for their or his personal safety. Get it together. We're never going to be allowed back outside if you keep acting like this. Please, it's really hard to come up with creative article ideas when I can't leave this one room. Likes, please stop dragging out this pandemic. I really miss the outside world. Best. BMOS. While many enemy types in the Zelda series are still approaching Link in order to attack him in person, BMOS has worked out that their job can be done remotely, thanks to the use of long-range, high-powered lasers. There's no need to physically attack Link up close with a melee weapon. Simply do your job from one static location that you're forced to live in and never move from. Stay in place, do your job from a distance, and remote work where possible. Worst. Wallmaster. Oh, seriously, Wallmaster. Your entire existence is being a pair of hands, grabbing strangers with your bare hands, and I have never, ever, not even once, seen you actually wash those hands. And no, a 5-second rinse with plain water doesn't count, and neither does a quick splash of antibacterial hand gel. Grab some actual soap, it breaks down the virus structure fairly effectively from what we currently know, then wash your hands for 20 whole seconds before you go back to work. I mean it. We can't get cavalier about hand washing, or I will never be able to leave the house and get back to writing weird articles about which UK city is most like a Pokemon or other such vital reporting. The world needs to return to normal, and your unwashed hands are not helping with that. And there you have it. The Zelda enemies, I think, are doing the best and worst jobs of social distancing during this current pandemic. Do you have any Zelda enemies you think should be added to this list? Let me know in the comments below, because, seriously, I need more examples of good and bad practices that I can make into jokes. It's the only way we're going to convince people to stop going to Wetherspoons for happy hour for a few more months so that we can survive, all of this.